Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Hortensia Carty.
And it's Tuesday, so I know, Hortensia, you like to say...
Choose. Choose to smile, be helpful, and express gratitude for even the little things in life. So let's all lead by example today.
All right, and there's a lot to be grateful for. Obviously, we're grateful for another day. What about you? Fine.
Life, a home, a job, family, gratefulness overall.
All right, great.
Indeed. Now we begin with the latest in local news. This from Win Media. A new session of Parliament will open today, Tuesday, October 25th, 2022, at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort Royal Ballroom in Frigate Bay. The leader of His Majesty Loyal Opposition will be Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley, leader of the Concerned Citizens Movement. According to a statement from the government, the opening session will be preceded by a guard of honor, which will take place at 9:30 a.m. in the Grand Plaza in accordance with Section 46 of the Constitution of St. Christopher and Nevis. The proclamation summoning the new session of the National Assembly will be read. Following the proclamation, a new Speaker of the House will be elected and subsequently a Deputy Speaker. The Speaker of the National Assembly is elected by the members. As the presiding officer, he or she decides all questions of procedure, maintains order with complete impartiality, and protects the privilege of freedom of speech by ensuring that.
All right, so there we go. We're looking for the appointment of a new Speaker and Deputy Speaker, among other things, so we'll be looking forward to that.
Indeed.
Moving on, Electronic Cash Conference by Bitcoin Cash 22 set for mid-November. This from SKNIS. Businessmen, political leaders, hoteliers, entrepreneurs, and software developers from across the globe are set to speak at a highly anticipated Electronic Cash Conference to be held at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel next month. The conference, set for November 12th, features 6 panels, including citizenship with crypto and payment processing, among other things. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance of the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honourable Dr. Terence Drew, is one of the guest speakers who will share his insights on the Bitcoin Cash legal tender panel, alongside the United Party leader and Parliament of St. Martin, on the Honourable Ronaldo Bryson. There will be a local conference pass for residents for US $125 who wish to attend. It will include lunch and a bag with goodies. A premium pass gives you access to the conference and a gala dinner at Carambola on November 12th and a brunch at the Marriott on November 13th. Can't get past that bag with goodies.
Bag of goodies. Right. I wonder what's in the bag of goodies.
Well, I'm not going to know because I'm not going to attend, but it's a great conference nonetheless, apparently talking about Bitcoin.
Yes.
Cash currencies, that's great. Cryptocurrency.
Yeah, that's where we're heading indeed. We continue now. This from SKNIS. The St. Kitts and Nevis Consulate in Toronto, in partnership with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Tourism, and the High Commission in Ottawa, Canada, has launched a Citizenship by Descent drive. The drive will be geared towards first, second, or third generation Canadian ages 18 to 39 of Kittitian and Nevisian heritage. At the end of the citizenship drive, applicants will have a chance to win an all-inclusive vacation from December the 24th to the 31st, 2022. The Citizenship by Descent drive aims to encourage youth in Canada to become citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis by descent and steep themselves in the island's idyllic, stunning natural beauty, rich history, and culture, while contributing to national development with their different skill sets. This citizenship drive also includes an information session to educate all applicants about the benefits of becoming a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honourable Dr. Terence Drew, said during his first press conference that the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is committed to capitalizing on the goodwill of the nation's youth by implementing the necessary policies and opportunities in the Federation's mainstream centered around our young people. St. Kitts and Nevis is widely regarded as the region's best kept secret. Indeed we are.
All right, moving on to a check of our local weather. It's going to be mostly cloudy skies with a high of 83 degrees and a low of 73 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
We continue now with the latest in regional news. Dominica calls for climate resilient action program in the Caribbean. This from Caribbean News Now. We must learn together or we will stagnate apart. This is the clarion call of Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett as he urged his fellow leaders to take concrete action to address climate change in a two-day conference on building a science and data-based agenda for decision-making on resilience in the Caribbean, held Thursday, October 20th. Scarrett said that, quote, we are already dealing with the impacts of climate change, end quote, and not only are we seeing stronger, larger, more frequent storms, but more intense droughts, record heat waves, invasive species, among others. He challenged all the regional organizations, including the Caribbean Community, or CARICOM, and the host of the conference, Climate Resilience Execution Agency for Dominica, or CREED, to launch a climate resilient action program and learn from the experiences of other regional blocs like Asia and the Pacific when it comes to the effects of climate change. Great call indeed.
Yes, we have to protect the climate. It's all about the climate right now.
And resilience is the watchword as well.
Indeed. We now continue with international news. Rishi Sunak wins contest to lead UK and confront economic storm. This from the New York Times. Rishi Sunak prevailed in a chaotic three-day race for leader of Britain's Conservative Party on Monday, a remarkable political comeback that doubled as a historical milestone, making him the first person of color to become Prime Minister in British history. The 42-year-old son of Indian immigrants, whose political career has already had its ups and downs, Mr. Sunak won the contest to replace the short-lived Prime Minister, Liz Truss, when his only remaining opponent, Penny Mordaunt, withdrew after failing to reach the threshold of 100 nominating votes from Conservative lawmakers. Now, Rishi Sunak will become Britain's third Prime Minister in 7 weeks, the youngest in 2 centuries and the first of the Hindu faith to achieve its highest elected office. So that's good. Look, they're really funny in that parliament, you know. You would think that parliament would be the parliament that has the most order, but that parliament seemed to have the most fun and the most uproar.
You haven't seen others, Hortensia. You have not seen others at all. No, trust me. This is.
But I'm just saying, you know, in England, everything is like polished. So you don't expect that. So when I saw that for the first few times, it was funny to me to see that this is how they are in Parliament.
Oh, well. All right, well, there you have it for the latest for today. We'll be back with more GMSKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you.
And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16 and your daughter at 13. Two girl a look me, but me know in that. Big man no deal with back pan back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors, in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Yo, what up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need, because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN, and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us, and yeah.
Veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said, when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes!
Mommy, Uncle not here and the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
Today we are pleased to speak with Victor Williams, the owner of Williams Architectural, and he will be speaking to us about the influence of his father on his life and also about his successful career in architecture. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome. Good morning.
Thank you to both of you, and good morning to all those who are viewing.
All right, so Joshua Obadiah Williams, legend in his own right. You are going to paint for us the picture of your father as the man who shaped your life. So the first question is, who was Joshua Obadiah Williams to you?
Joshua Obadiah Williams morphed from a very overbearing man to a deeply loving person. I say that because he was such a passionate man who wanted to impart knowledge. And having to live with that kind of person was a task, because he was always testing us. He was infusing so much information, so much knowledge, not just about education, but about life. There was this blackboard that we had to learn the cities of the world, quotations, who says this, who invented this, and I just resisted him. But then growing up and hearing all those persons also speak so much about Teacher Obi, to the extent that in some schools they even called him Sir. Only when I went to college and then to university and I came back, I understood what he was doing, and I fell I would say this without evasion or equivocation. I fell madly in love with him. And then I began to allow what the part of me who is him begin to expose itself to the extent that when we'd see each other, we would clasp. His left breast would come against my left breast so our hearts could beat as one. And I say, my father, and he says, my son. And so everything that I am today, I'm glad that I had the opportunity to fall in love with him, because I was envious of all those people who thought so much of him, because he was a very brilliant student. At 16, he was a pupil teacher, and I understand that he was making a whopping $1.80 per month.
That's a lot of money.
Right?
Yeah.
A ton of money. And he did so well that he went on to Earlyston, where he did his education. And then he did so well, he went back to Mona and did his teacher training and qualified. And then he was placed in Keon, and then Sandy Point, then Molyneux, and then boys' school. So he has infused a lot of education into a lot of people. He taught you about independence of mind, independence of spirit, integrity, courage, punctuality, proper image, this kind of stuff. And that was infused to persons like Cameron Wilkinson, the surgeon, Michael Blake, Trevor Blake. I don't like to call names because some of the people say, you didn't call my name. Carol Dorset, a lot of people. And so up to now, all that he was is still implanted into these people. And I'm just so happy that he impressed upon me the importance of investing in education. So because I fell in love with him while I was still at the point of, I would say about mid-80s, I made the commitment to begin to invest in education. And my first investment was with a group we call ourselves Reunion Organizing Committee of Basse High School. People like Peter Jenkins, Michael Martin, Patrick Martin, Sonia Daly, Donna Barbara, Donna LaBega, Merlai, a lot of us, Karen Martin, we got together and we started looking after children. Not the typical program. They became our nieces and nephews. So whatever they needed, not wanted, we give them. And we gave them two things that wasn't really given before. We gave love and discipline.
Yeah.
And once a rock student, always a rock student. We have so many success stories. And they call me daddy. They start by calling me uncle. They call us uncle or aunties. Many of them call me daddy. Garfield Alexander, Tishon Thomas. We have Ayla Belil, who's state scholar. It goes on and on and on, up to today. So since 1990 until today, we've been investing in that program. We have about maybe Fort High School, about Fort at CFB, perhaps Fort University, and it's for life. And I introduce them to all of the private sector people, having myself been the private sector, the president of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. And so they become exposed, and that's because of my father. And there's an award given at the college CFB to the teacher who gets the best results in education. And that started in 1995. It's a couple of $1,000s now each. We have 4 scholarships at the Molyneux School, which is named after him, Joshua Obadiah Williams Primary School, and we have 2 at the St. Peter's School. So it's all because of Joshua Obadiah Williams. So I've invested.
Yes.
So I could sleep peacefully.
Jokingly, I remember sitting in your office. I was there for a meeting, and you said to me that your father was looking at me.
That is correct.
I remember that one.
He's still alive. He can't die.
He's like, you got to be in good behavior.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So where was your father? Where did he begin his education?
He was from Barnsgut, and his best buddy was Sim Daniel. Okay. They were so close, and so I grew up calling Sim Uncle Sim. Okay. And so and then his good buddy was another good buddy. But he had quite a number of them. But he grew up in Barnsgut, and then he moved from Barnsgut to Cotton Ground. Okay. And then he came to St. Kitts, and dashingly handsome and appreciative. He loved life, he loved people. And one of the good things about him is that if, for example, he wants to give you a lecture on frugality, he's not going to give you 12 12 episodes. It's simply going to say waste not, want not. And he hammers it over and over, repetition. If he wants to tell you to take copious notes, he's going to say the shortest piece of pencil is longer than the longest memory. And he drills it in you. And even my daughter, who is a graduate teacher now, says the same thing. People say that all the time. So you would always know who his pupils were.
Ooh.
Cameron Wilkinson would tell you that anytime. He said, for example, he says, cowards die many times before their death. In other words, you have to be brave. And that's how lots of axioms, and he would infuse that in you so you'll never forget. And that's who he was. He grew up, well, when he came to St. Kitts, he never went back to Nevis. He fell in love with the appreciation for the female gender. And he was extremely handsome. I always remember that he used to have, well, he wanted to smoke a pipe and we wouldn't allow him because it was unhealthy. So he'd walk on with a rosebud in the corner of his mouth. And he was very, very eloquent. He mastered the English language and he would read prolifically. He could read a book one night and tell you as if it was his the next day. Amazing, really, really amazing, man.
All right, so growing up Williams, if I could term it that way, was there ever a point when you felt pressured to be great, or was it just something that you valued and appreciated that your father wanted for you?
I just didn't like him because he was, I am very strong-minded, and he was always forcing me, always wanting me to do better, and nothing was ever good enough for him. And the thing is, even around exam time, we had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we would be sitting around the dining room table. Everybody's studying. My older sister Joyce, my other brother Archie, myself at the time. And I would take my book and turn it upside down in defiance, and he would just ignore me. After about half an hour, I flip it and I read. And I realized that in order to do well, I am not naturally brilliant, but I always do well because of continuous study. And so when I went to college first, I did planning first, and I came third in the Caribbean. An A student.
Yeah.
When I went to university, I got all A's. I got a B and I was traumatized. But it's not because I was bright, but because of the way our father taught us to study. Because he says it's like riding a bike. The more you study, the more familiar you are. And so during exam time, I would sleep exam week because I'm resting my brain. But during exam time, lots of people will be studying, and if your brain normally retains, say, 45% of what you read, you're now asking your brain to retain 80 to 90%, and it's going to collapse on you because it needs rest, and then you're drinking a lot of coffee, and you know, that kind of stuff. And so eventually, during exam time, I pick what I want to do, and I get my A's, but not because I'm right. I have system, methodology, you know, and that's what he taught us. So growing up, I resented him, I resisted him, and then I loved him.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So when we come back, we're going to talk about your career and the impact that you've made in the region. More with Victor Williams in a moment. Stay tuned.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor, and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN as we continue this engaging discussion with Mr. Victor Obadiah Williams. So, Mr. Williams, we know you are an established businessman here in St. Kitts. You established Williams Architecture in 1988. Was architecture seen as a viable field in those years?
In actual fact, yes, but the reality is that my first training was in town and country planning.
Okay.
Because in the mid-70s, the governments realized that they had no trained town planners. These are people who plan developments. And so they were seeking scholarship students from the various islands to train them in planning, town and country planning. And I won one of those scholarships. So, but the United Nations, rather than taking us to New York, where the headquarters was, they established the institution in the Caribbean. Oh, nice. Because quite often when you do that, if you had they established the training in New York, some will stay in New York.
Yes.
But by bringing it to the Caribbean, we all stayed here.
Okay.
And it's a very, very good program, about 2 to 2.5 years at the Institute, and then another 2 to 2.5 years on the study of the UN expert. And then because there's such similarity between planning and architecture, it overlaps. And I did so well that I got another scholarship. And I went to do architecture at New York Institute of Technology. So when I came back, I had to work for government.
Okay.
But I always was looking for a niche. And I noticed in those days, there was always a lot of building, but there was no experienced person to represent owners. So I said, why don't I offer my service as a project manager? Because back in the 80s, there were no real project managers here. So because I was working with government, that would become a challenge. So I said, you know what? If I could get 3 to 4 proposals out, if I get 2 or 3, I would go. I got all 4. So I was being thrust out into the working world, the private sector. So in 1988, I started my business. And actually, and I always tell people, when you start small and grow. Don't start big with a huge overhead and then you collapse.
Yes.
So I was functioning out of my about 8 by 10 little study, and that's where I started my business in 88, and then it expanded. And I also, because of my father, I also had to give back to the community, because the truth is I got a lot of training and I never had to pay for it.
Yeah.
So I offered my services, and I seem to have skills for leadership skills. It appears that way. Let me be modest. And so I began to become involved in the NGOs. I was president of the Heritage Society. And what I always try to do, whatever I am involved with, I always try to leave something solid. So I was able to negotiate a subvention with the government so that the society could exist. And we started the negotiations for the heritage, for the treasury, which is now the museum. Then I went into the private sector and eventually became the president of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. I built them a headquarters. I was deputy chairman for solid waste. I built them a headquarters. Then I was with the Whitegate Development, and we organized the lands. When I went there, the lands were being sold for 15,000 an acre. When I left, I was able to get it up to almost 200,000 an acre. And then I was chairman of planning for about 12 years, and we approved over $500 million worth of stuff. So I always try to give back, and I keep giving back, because the head has a lot of ideas, and it's not just for me. So yes, architecture has been the base, and I've had the opportunity to work on some very large projects, so I've been blessed. And so the interesting thing is that when you make a mistake as an architect, you can't bury it. But a veterinarian friend of mine says when he makes a mistake, he buries his mistake. As an architect, there's no burying, so I have to be very careful.
That is very funny. That's not one that I will soon forget. All right, so we were talking about your father in the first segment. Obviously, the school in Molyneux is named after him, and we know that it was recently burned, and there are plans to, let's say, reconstruct it. Are you involved in any way in that process, or would you like to?
I'm involved only as an influencer. I have direct access to the Minister of Education. I have not seen the drawings, but I offer my services as a consultant free of cost. And I'd like to tell people that the burning of the Molyneux School has done absolutely nothing to the impact of Obadiah, because Obadiah was not a building. Obadiah is deeply planted in the minds and the hearts of all those students and people who he impacted in Keyon, in Sandy Point, in Molyneux, in Basse. So he lives for them. So the building is just one example of a reminder of who Joshua is. I know, for example, the school is now located just, I think, on the way to Phillips's. But I'm told that it will be a bigger and better school. And yes, I would love to have an input in it, because that school has to be modern, it has to be hurricane ready, it has to be environmentally friendly. We have to do so many things that makes it less expensive for recurring costs, because we don't have a big recurring maintenance budget. So quite often buildings look dilapidated very quickly. So we have to change the way we do things so that the buildings, I always been telling people, for example, that when you have a large building, you paint it and you're spending $60,000, $70,000 because everything is painted. If you use natural colors or natural stone or whatever color it is, and just highlight in accent, instead of spending $60,000 a year, you spend $6,000 a year in painting. So we have to just do things differently. So the burning of the school really has just drawn closer attention to Joshua Obadiah. So.
I tell you. So, well, you spoke on that one already, so I won't speak on that. I won't ask you that question. Before you go, how has architecture been impacted from when you started to present day?
I think we have a lot of architects now, and the problem that the challenge that we have now, the challenge we have is that owning a home is the single biggest investment most people make. It's even bigger than a divorce. At least you get half. But you know, so if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And quite often, a lot of the architects are very quick to do a quick, fancy, pretty design, but some of the designs are not functional. And there has to be a direct relationship to cost, because money is the problem is no money. See the huge difference. And so if the problem is no money, then you have to make sure that what you're giving them is affordable. So there needs to be much more time in the design development stage. So that at the end of the day, if you say it's going to cost $350,000, it's costing $350 plus or minus 3%, because as you know, material prices go up. But what we do, we work with a lot of banks now. So when you go to the bank for a loan, $500,000, eventually sometimes it comes to us and we analyze the project. Beyond just being affordable, what we look at is how do you propose to implement it? So if you identify all the different stages and you correct them early, there's less problems. That's how I'm doing it in short. So we need to spend more time in design development and planning the project rather than just doing a design.
That's a very important point. And I wish we had more time to talk to you, because I know there's a wealth of knowledge, of course, but I appreciate you shedding light on who your father was and the impact that he made in St. Kitts and Nevis, and also sharing with us all about your career as well. So we've been talking with Victor Williams on this edition of Good Morning SKN. Thank you for joining us, sir. We'll be back in a moment with more GM SKN. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Oh, come here.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning, SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Due to the nature of humanity, we often feel as if the world revolves around our species. We believe that we are the most abundant and widespread species on Earth. But here's a reality check for you. We are not. The most comprehensive study ever of the weight of all living biomass on the planet has discovered humans account for only about 0.01% of life on Earth. In our Exploring the Animal Kingdom segment, we aim to become more familiar with our animals that occupy a larger portion of global biomass. Today's animal is one that is predominant in Australia. So Jamie, can you guess which one I'm referring to?
Well, I wouldn't be guessing because I already know the answer. I actually saw visuals, so it really wouldn't be guessing. But if you want me to tell you what it is, I can.
Okay, Jamie, tell me what it is.
It's the
Come
koala bear.
It's the koala. I want me one.
You want a koala?
Yeah. He's cute and cuddly. So do you know anything about koalas?
Yeah, they're in Australia.
I knew he was gonna say they're native to Australia.
Australia. I imagine that they are.
No, I don't want to say this. I might be saying the wrong thing about the koalas. So since we don't know much, let's learn more about them. And if I'm correct, I'm going to beat myself up. I'm going to tell you if I see that I'm correct.
Well, this is the first one, koalas, not bears. And I said koala bear right from the get-go. So I'm going to take this one. So koalas are often referred to as koala bears, which is why I said that. But in fact, they aren't bears at all. Koalas are marsupials. They're more closely related to kangaroos than they are to bears.
So can we call it a koala-roo?
You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't make it right.
Koala-roo.
You can call it whatever you want.
Oh, nice.
That's interesting to know. I would never guess that.
So who put the word bear on the word koala?
Well, don't they look like bears though? When you
they
think about
have some form of feature. I guess the fur. That's why.
Yeah, they look. I mean, that's how I knew them, being introduced to them when I was younger.
I'm still looking to see how he's related to the kangaroo, the koala-roo. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call him from now.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that muskrat. Look at it. Wow.
It's a very interesting creature, though.
Indeed. Koala are picky eaters. Koalas eat over 2 pounds of eucalyptus leaves. That's what I wanted to say. A day. But they are so picky. They eat fewer than 50 of the 700 eucalypt species. Ooh, so they're bougie eaters.
Well, that's it. If you're going to eat, you're going to eat right. You're going to be selective.
I know.
If we can be picky, why can't they?
I know. Look at. That's what I wanted to say. I know they eat eucalyptus leaves, but I wasn't sure. I was thinking. I didn't want to mix them up with the panda bear that eats the bamboo, bamboo shoots and leaves. Yeah.
Hey, anybody that survives on eating leaves is a friend of mine. Koalas sleep a lot. Are they lazy? Do we call them lazy? Let's find out. So eucalyptus leaves take a long time to digest because they are low in nutrients. This is why koalas need to sleep between 18 and 22 hours daily to conserve energy. Can I be a koala today?
I was just going to say I'm going to start eating eucalyptus leaves.
Can I start my eucalyptus leaf diet?
Nice.
And therefore, that would mean that I would have to work for about 3 to 4, well, not even 4 hours a day.
Maybe that's why they're so heavy too. Because they don't move around a lot.
Perhaps.
Yeah, they move. To me, I wanted to believe that they were related to the sloth family. But apparently, maybe they're not. Because they don't move much faster than the sloths. Yeah. Look, he looks so sweet. Look. Aww. He's holding on for dear life, though.
He's holding on for dear life?
Do you know sometimes you're in your bed, right? You're in the center of your bed. And I don't know what causes it, but I don't know if you ever had that effect. You suddenly feel like you're going to fall off and you jump out of your sleep. And when you look, you're in the middle of your bed and not at the end.
No, I never. No.
You never experienced that?
No.
What? No, Jamie, you never felt like you were falling off your bed, but you were actually not falling off your bed?
No, not that I recall. No.
Oh, man. Koalas holding on. So koalas fertilize the forest. Koalas produce up to 360 tiny pellets per day, even while they're sleeping. Ooh. They poop sleep. Or sleep poop. Which fertilize the forest floor, helping woodlands grow and regenerate. See?
Does anybody else appreciate the caption? The title? Koalas fertilize the forest. There's another way that you can say that, but hey, it's fine. I love the first sentence though. 360 tiny pellets per day. That's used as fertilizer. We know what it is, guys. We know exactly what it is.
Sleep poop.
We just found another use for it, but that's fine. We know what it is. We know where it came from.
Oh man.
Koalas fertilize the forest. Really.
They do.
Interesting.
Yes.
Depends on your perspective. There's always another way to say something.
Listen, they make sure the roots of the eucalyptus tree is fertilized so they can eat food. How about that?
Oh, really?
Yep.
How about they do certain things everywhere? That's about right. And that's probably better. All right, koalas make strange sounds. Despite their sweet appearance, koalas make one of the most unsettling sounds of the Australian bush. Male koalas produce deep bellowing or grunting calls that can be heard several kilometers away.
So those boys are like bears. Maybe that's what.
Oh, there it is. That sounds like somebody walking on a creaky floor.
Yeah.
One of those horror. Oh, not that. Sorry. Not that.
But look at his teeth.
Wow.
His teeth look like two worms protruding out of his mouth.
A little bit. It is incredibly noisy, I have to say.
Yeah.
Incredibly noisy.
I like this. He's an introvert. Koalas spend a lot of time alone. Koalas are solitary animals. They stay within home range, which vary in size depending on gender, age, social position, and habitat quality. Imagine even in the animal kingdom, their social position. So I guess if he's the king of the koalas, he has his own little big eucalyptus tree that nobody comes on or even puts pellets around because he'll have a problem with that.
Yeah, I think that we'll know where not to go when we see pellets. I think they'd know that too.
Aw, look at this one. And he's sitting in the loner style too. Hey.
All right, well, koalas are born without some senses. So when a koala joey is born, they are furless and the size of a peanut without any sight or hearing ability.
Wow. Ooh.
I'm sorry, is that
something that should be alive or that's it?
That looks like a jelly bean.
Yeah. As they say, the size of a peanut. To grow into that cute, cuddly, fluffy thing that you can put on your hip and walk around with. I want a koala, Jamie. I need me a koala.
You need a koala?
Yeah, I'm going to dress it up, comb its hair. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I need a koala. That's, The name koala is Aboriginal. The name koala comes from a Darug word meaning no water. Koalas rarely drink water from freestanding water. Instead, they stay hydrated through their diet of eucalyptus leaves and by licking rainwater that runs down the smooth bark of the trees. Oh, so they don't like water. How do they survive in Australia? And Australia is so hot.
That's how. And they're
Wow.
around a lot of trees, so I guess they do that a lot.
Look how he's walking.
And they sleep a lot as well, so there's really not that much time for eating.
Plus, they don't need to rehydrate because they don't move a lot. Yeah. But he's looking so cute climbing that tree. See why I need a koala? Dress him up, comb his hair.
I like that he blends into the background really well, so if he used to hide out from other things. he'll just be doing that.
Indeed. I wonder if they have camouflage ability. Has his fur on the back. Ooh. A koala can live more than a decade. Koalas on average live up to 10 to 12 years of age in the wild. Females tend to live longer, up to 18 years, than male koalas in the wild. Okay.
Okay, this is just, not one of the, that's like a very bad selfie. I can relate.
His eyes
Not a
look
cute
tired. Why is he tired?
Probably one of the older ones.
Oh, he's cute. He's
Yeah,
got a
it's
mean
probably one of
face
the
though.
older ones.
Like, disturbing me.
All right, so here we go. Humans and koalas have similar fingerprints. So their fingerprints are so similar to humans that it's extremely difficult to distinguish between the two species, even under a microscope.
What?
Well, this is really interesting because we'd just say that the koala did it.
I think they tried to do that in what do you call it? Well, the koala gets in a lot of trouble in Sing. Look at that. In Sing. And then when they had the movie, what was it called? Oh my gosh, the Animal Town movie. They were trying to frame the koala.
Trying to frame the koala.
Yeah, but it wasn't the koala.
I'm just having so many concepts bounce around in my head right now concerning the killing koala. That I'm smart enough to try to blame it on a human.
Blame it. Oh my gosh. But look at that though.
I want royalties, by the way.
For the movie they're going to do. Koalas have strong, well-developed paws, I could imagine. Koalas have 5 fingers, like digits on each front paw. 2 of these are opposed, meaning they are situated apart from the others, like our thumbs. 2 digits on the hind paws are fused to form a claw for grooming. That's the only thing I would be concerned about, the claw.
I want to see a koala groom.
I
After
know.
reading that, used the claw for
Uses,
grooming.
I wonder what, maybe to pick out bugs, if bugs are in his fur. Oh, yeah.
That's just
You
scary.
see, it looks like a tweezer.
That's just scary.
Yeah, it looks like a tweezer.
I guess it's a defense mechanism as well.
Yep.
Remind me not to get close to a koala.
Now I'm going to change my mind about having a koala. But then I could clip his nails ever so often.
Yeah, I suppose you can.
No, I'm not having a koala. Koalas' numbers are on the decline. Due to deforestation, koalas have become more susceptible to death in the last few decades, as they have nowhere to go when their forest habitat is destroyed. Additionally, they are falling ill with disease like chlamydia.
Yeah, and you made this the last one. I mean, this is like a weighty statement. Koalas get chlamydia.
Wow.
Wow.
I think koalas are more human-like than anything.
Koalas get chlamydia.
Wow.
Does anybody else believe that there's promiscuity in the koala kingdom? What's going on here? Like, are we not glued to one mate for life anymore? What's this about?
Not in the animal kingdom, and we know that all too well.
You're talking about chlamydia. I want more statistics, please. Let's talk about the STIs. Does
Only
chlamydia's
chlamydia.
sister syphilis present a problem? Does she come to dinner too? I
No.
don't know what's going on here.
Only chlamydia. So that's why these animals are very close to human beings. Even the fingerprint proves it. So, I wonder what else they get that is human.
I'm not happy anymore, guys. You guys mentioned chlamydia. And on that note, we're going to go to a break, all right? We'll be back on the other side.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or 2.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh, gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it doesn't mean you're entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up the mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first. If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the counseling center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
It is time for us to loosen up, and Cortense and I will be going through a list of highly anticipated movie releases. So are you anxiously waiting for the release of any movies, Cortense?
Of course, Wakanda Forever.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, and how could I forget Avatar?
Oh, Avatar.
Yeah, I watched the first one, so I can't wait to see this one, but I don't know why it took them so long to bring this one.
Well,
I know
could be
the
a lot of
movie.
factors.
Oh, man.
Budgetary constraints, availability of actors,
Yeah.
so many other things. In any event, so we're going through this list. Wow. Yes, you did say Wakanda Forever, so that's one.
Yep. So that is set to be released on November the 11th. Look at that. Suri. She's in things, man. Look at her.
All right, so here's the plot, right? So Queen Ramonda, Shuri, and Baku, Oyi, and the Dora Milaje fight. I'm hoping I'm saying this right. To protect their nation from intervening world powers in the wake of King T'Challa's death. Okay, well.
So they're fighting to protect.
Yes.
Imagine him and that guy fought a little bit before. Well, they became friends. Avatar, The Way of the Water. Look at that. That one comes out on December the 16th, 2022. So Jake Sully and Netiri have formed a family and are doing everything to stay together. However, they must leave their home and explore the regions of Pandora.
All right, so this is going to be interesting. Wakanda Forever takes the cake. I guess that's why it was number one.
So that means we have to dress up in Wakanda Forever gear.
No, I'm just going to go watch a movie.
No, but we're doing this for Chadwick Boseman. We are just going to dress up in his suit. Nobody's going to know it's us behind it. And we go watch a movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Me, you. I'll
you.
just put something on the back when we're going in. We are GMSKA.
Got it.
We are the host of GMSKA.
You. Awesome. You. Wonderful.
Me and you.
Yeah, you.
Jamie and I.
All right, so the next one up. Always wanted to say this on live television. Puss in Boots. Great ring to it, right? Yeah.
Why no? Why do you want to say Puss in Boots on TV?
I'm kidding. So it's Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and it's going to be released on December 21st, 2022. And Puss in Boots, there he is again, Antonio Banderas. Cannot get past Antonio Banderas in the original one. I don't know if he's going to be the voice in this one. But he discovers that his passion for adventure has taken its toll, and he's burnt through 8 of his 9 lives. Oh no, when you only got one life left.
One life to live as a cat. I swear it's going to be Antonio Banderas. You can't put anybody else as Puss. That's crazy, man. You have to have the originality.
Wow.
You see my sword action?
Yeah, I do. It's like Zorro meets Kitty Cat.
Yep. Because that's exactly what he was.
I'd be terrified. Anyway, never mind.
He's going to make it. He's going to make it.
The boots and the cap make him a little scary in the dark.
Yeah. And the accent.
I guess.
Yes. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I sang that, but this is what this movie makes me feel. I want to dance with somebody. December the 21st, 2022. Discovered by record executive Clive Davis, Whitney Houston rises from the obscurity to international fame in the 1980s to become one of the greatest singers of her generation. They had this lady that was on America's Got Talent. She almost had the Whitney look, and she has the song. And Simon was like, you know how he liked to intimidate people. I think that's where I got my tactic from. He'd be like, so you know that's a tall order. And then when she opened her mouth, even Simon was stunned. Yeah.
Definitely. Whitney Houston is one of the greatest singers of all time, to be honest.
Yeah.
And she has a voice that few people can't even replicate.
I know.
I know that Jessie J did some of her covers and did a really fascinating job.
Okay.
It was a video that I saw of her. I think she was in concert in Asia, maybe Japan. And she did, I think it was I Will Always Love You. Yes. Yeah. And she did a really great job. And as you talk about I Want to Dance with Somebody, there was this American Idol singer, Jessica Sanchez, who actually performed that some years ago on the show. And she did such a phenomenal job. She actually modernized the song.
Okay.
And it was really great to watch her performance. She was the only other person that I think I could say did that song justice.
Okay.
So Jessica Sanchez, definitely one to check.
Nice.
All right, so we're continuing our talk of the movie releases. We've got Strange World, and this is going to be released on November 23rd, 2022. So the Clades are a legendary family of explorers whose differences threaten to topple their latest and most crucial mission into uncharted and treacherous territory. Loving the animations here, though. That's one of my favorite parts about this.
You know, I actually thought he was swinging on a piece of cloth. Now to realize it's a velvet bat.
Listen, all I'm looking at is the animal in the bat. Family dog. That's the one that's going to take the cake from me. The dogs have the most fun, okay? So
where's Mom? She didn't come on the adventure? It looks like Grandpa, it looks like Dad, and it looks like Son. So it looks like 3 generations of adventurous men from that family and the dog. And what's the blue thing?
What's the what?
Don't you see there's a blue thing around his neck? Is that an animal of some sort?
I don't know what it is. But I guess you have to watch the movie to find out. It's a strange world, so it could be something strange.
Strange world with 3 generations of men. Now, this next one is getting a lot of buzz because persons are speaking on it, especially because Ariel is a person, first mermaid of color. So there's a lot of positivity and then there's a lot of negativity.
You mean Ariel got a 10?
Yeah,
Where'd
that's all, you know. She got a 10. That's all. And everybody's talking about it. It had a few negatives that said they should just leave it the way it was. And I'm like, yeah. But to see the little girls' eyes light up when they actually see Ariel in their color, that's a joy for most parents. So The Little Mermaid, next year, May 26th, 2023. A young mermaid makes a deal with a sea witch to trade her beautiful voice for human legs so she can discover the world above water and impress a prince. Yeah.
Always got to impress the prince. Definitely. Sacrifice to impress the prince. Yeah.
So you can't speak, you can't sing.
I think there are a lot of mermaids out here walking around with 2 legs. Have you done stuff to impress the prince? Has it worked?
Oh, man.
I really want to know, you know? Yeah.
Has it worked? Any mermaid
I'm
approached you
asking.
recently?
I'm asking.
I'm asking
Nobody's
you.
taking me seriously, but I'm asking anyway. There's always a prince involved. Who knows? You might kiss him and realize that he's just a frog.
Oh
But hey,
my gosh.
I don't think that's the case. That's not the premise of this movie, so we'll watch it to find
Yes,
out, right?
Exactly.
All right, so which movie would you want to see? You already said you want to see Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda and Avatar.
You want to see Wakanda and Avatar?
Yeah.
I'm an animation guy, so definitely The Last Wish, Puss in Boots, Antonio Banderas. And also,
The Family.
I watched The Little Mermaid because it's the first time, as you rightly said,
Yeah.
we have a colorful mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
A color mermaid. Mermaid of color.
A mermaid of color.
I'm playing
yeah.
around with that, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just language. I'm deliberately doing that.
Yeah, because her hair is red, her tail is green, she's color, so she's a colorful mermaid. She's a woman of color. What about Strange World? Since you said you like animation, I would like to see that.
Probably not.
Why not?
I watch animations very differently. I say that. I look at shadowing and lighting. I don't think I can enjoy the plot without seeing all of the things that are so technical. I go, wow,
you
this
look
is
at
great.
all of that.
It's just what it is. I can't unsee it.
I just look at the movie.
Yeah.
But you look at a lot. You're deep.
It's just how it is, right? So, all right. So, guys, which movie do you want to see? Hit us up in our comments. Let us know what you want to see. And if we missed one that you're interested in, might be a talking point sooner or later. So let us know, all right? Hashtag GMSKN. We'll be back in a flash. Stay tuned.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said, when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children. Settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes!
Mommy, uncle not here in the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, Tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
We now welcome Mick Ian Brown to Good Morning SKN. Mick Ian has been in the field of environmental health for the past 25 years and is now co-owner of Breathe Easy, an indoor quality and sanitization company in the Caribbean, not only in St. Kitts. Oh, nice. So good morning, Mick Ian, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning, guys. Nice to be here.
And it's our pleasure to have you. What problem were you trying to solve when you decided to launch Breathe Easy?
Well, I don't know if you guys watched Let's Do It, but yeah, the full episode, first of all, it was with my son, and he was 3 years old. He had his first asthma attack.
Okay.
And I felt totally helpless. Because there he is, this little boy, gasping for air, and the one thing that should be there, he couldn't get. So I delved into what caused it, how to prevent it, and one of the things that I could have controlled was air quality.
And that must have been a scary experience.
Yes, it was.
To think about, and that you turned that into something that a lot of other people could benefit from.
Yep.
It's quite noble indeed. What are some of the services that Breathe Easy offers?
So we do, well, most everybody knows as mold remediators, but we also check the indoor air quality. And we do building inspection and sanitization. Sanitization basically came from COVID-19 because as COVID came, everyone stopped studying about mold. And COVID was on the mind. So then me and Mr. Coffee was like, we're not getting any business now. So how can we pivot? And I said, well, what we just do is naturally sanitize.
Yeah.
So let's offer the sanitization process. And then we also do asbestos testing and asbestos sanitization or remediation.
So being in this business, are you and your partner concerned about your health, especially when it comes to mold?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Very much so. I'm not sure about him, but every time now, because I've been exposed so much to mold, every time I go into a building that has mold, I get sick within the next 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
I'm curious though, obviously you test for asbestos as you just said. Based on your test results, how big of a problem do you think asbestos is in the Caribbean?
Well, asbestos, it's not that much of a problem right now because in 1975, we outlawed it.
Okay.
So most of the buildings which were built after, it shouldn't be such a problem. And most of the buildings that were built with it, most of them, it's contained. Okay. Asbestos is only a problem when it starts to break and gets airborne.
Okay, good to know. So which air quality issues are you most frequently contacted for? Is it mold?
Yes, most of it is mold. And then there are others where like my son, some people, especially usually children, would have issues with their indoor air quality. And we go in and we try to solve or remediate the problem. We test for air, test for allergens, we test for chemicals in the air, and then we come up with a solution for each individual client.
Air. Something that we can't see, feel, or capture. How do you test?
Okay, we have specific instrumentation. For our chemical tests, we can do it right there on the spot. Okay. But for mold identification, we have to send off to a third-party lab in the US to test for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that also speaks to our quality because most people, unfortunately, in the Caribbean and in St. Kitts, we think that we can't do those kind of things. So to send it off to a third party, it has more credibility to say.
So we are doubting our educational capabilities.
We always do.
Well, you're here shedding light on why we can eventually do this types of tests here, so that's important as well. What are some of the warning signs, out of curiosity for me, that mold might be present? Is there such thing as
Yes.
warning signs?
Most times you might not be able to see mold because for mold to grow, you need three things: water or moisture, lack of ventilation, and a media for mold to grow on. When you have those three things, more than likely you would have an issue with mold. So sometimes, like I say, you can't see it, but when you enter a place, it might have a musty odor. That how much a heavy feel. When you inhale, sometimes you can't breathe properly, especially for those who are asthmatic. They get affected more so with, well, for most of our clients, we only had about 5 cases with black mold, which is the most severe one. Most of them is the whitish gray one. That is not so bad for people who have good respiratory systems. Those who have asthmatic problems or bronchitis or any respiratory issues, that triggers it up.
So what have you created to make the situation or breathing better for your son? What mechanism?
Well, me and his mother, we clean often. We have air purifiers.
Okay.
We stock up on his asthma medicine because not only that is air indoor air quality, but then is a change in the weather also that triggers off asthma attacks also. So because we are accustomed to it now, like going into this period from the autumn or the hotter period into the winter, yes, his body goes into a total change, and then we have to be very, very careful on that.
I'm glad that you are monitoring that, really am. All right, so obviously when we talk about testing, this is the part for me that I have to ask, people generally, to my mind, test when they find that there is a problem or they suspect. When would you recommend people use your services?
Well, that's a good question. We offer our services at any point in time, but especially now, I call this the mold season. Because after hurricane season, when more than likely our buildings and structures will be tattered by wind and rain, and which will expose water, push water where it shouldn't be. Yeah, and then now that the season is cooling down, this is when, for my experience, we get mold problems. So right about now is when people should be checking for mold and trying to notice if there's any signs of water damage coming into the place. For me, I would say probably every 6 months you should do a check or should have a air quality test to make sure that your air quality is as as adequate as possible.
Okay.
Because as we said before, air oxygen is the only thing that we can't do without for no longer than 3 minutes. Without air for 3 minutes, our brain shuts down and you could get brain damage. And also, poor indoor air quality affects our cognitive abilities. And most people don't understand or even think about that. But it is one of the most important things that we need.
All right, listening to you, I am curious as well to know, in terms of your clientele, whether it's more individual or more businesses, because I'm thinking more corporate clientele, because I'm thinking we're talking about these, but some people might say these services, some people might say it's an added expense. Maybe I can't afford it, I'm just going to live without it. So what has your experience been and what do you recommend?
Well, our target is mostly for businesses because of late and how we are progressing as a society, we spend most of our times at work.
Yep, you are correct.
So that is where most of our exposure is. And how our society is also progressing, we like to be cool.
Yes, AC.
AC. And AC shuts off everything, all the ventilation, but yet we live in a hot environment.
Yep.
So then that presents problems.
Yes.
So that is why we target businesses, but we also make ourselves available for residential because in 2019, we did a promotion in Independence Time in September, and we realized we got a lot of response from householders.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, we got to also offer it for residential because as Mr. Sabnani said, most businesses would not want to invite us in because there are legal implications.
Yes, indeed.
But then, which I did not answer at the time, but you could look at it both ways because if we come in and then we present legal implication, what if you do nothing about it and then we still have to come in?
Yes.
Which will be more of a
yes.
liability.
Yeah.
Brilliant answer. On that note, we're going to go to a break and we'll be back to continue this discussion in a moment. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris, Vermont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
We're back with McKeon Brown, co-owner of Breathe Easy SKN. All right, so McKeon, you mentioned it before, and of course, we're not going to let you leave here without talking about the fact that you and your partner, Leon Cuffey, were two of the featured entrepreneurs on Studio 327's latest show, Let's Do This. We want to know all about your experience, but even before then, your decision to participate in this. What drove that?
Okay, what drove it? Actually, Mr. Coffee is who picked up on the opportunity and then he sent it to me and asked me, what do I think about it? I said, well, hey.
Let's do this, right?
Let's do it. We can't, in my opinion, I said, we can't lose because one, it will prepare us for something else.
Yes.
Two, if we don't get the money, we will get the exposure.
Yes.
Three, and it, to me, helps us out as a business in our mindsets, because before we went on, I was like, okay, well, we trying something. We kind of a small business. And then what I took from the judges, I took that we actually validated us. It made me feel like, okay, well, there's a lot of possibilities here, which we probably have not even explored yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my understanding from it, and that's how I felt about the whole situation. It was an awesome experience for me. Quite frankly, I love Shark Tank.
Yeah.
So to be on our own Shark Tank, it was an experience which I will never forget, and I would probably think I would do it again.
Oh, nice.
If that comes around. But for me, it was all positive, and we met other people that started their own businesses. Some who dropped out, who, in my estimation and my belief, had wonderful businesses, but they couldn't. I think most of them they couldn't get the finances to understand the finances so that they could have a better offer.
Okay.
And I think that is why most of them dropped out. But most of them had good businesses to me. And now later on in my life, I guess that is what I'm heading towards.
Yeah.
Businesses. I like business, and I would like to start more businesses. So.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. So in terms of the impact of your parents on Let's Do This on the business itself, Breathe Easy, what has that been so far? Have you measured it?
Well, so far we have not gotten much response from say new clients, but on the street,
you're popular.
On the street, people are approaching and saying, "Yeah, I like this show," and in anticipation. People were saying, "Oh, when is your turn? When is your turn? I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, you get the money?" I said, "I can't say."
Exactly, you can't say.
But wait, it will come on.
Yes. Watch and see. Watch and see.
But it was awesome. It was awesome.
Okay. So, did you garner any acting experiences from Shark Tank? Like, you know how to walk in, you know how to present yourself, you know how to dress up, you know, for the event? Since you like watching Shark Tank?
Well, for much is Shark Tank, that is why I wore my suit.
Ooh.
But it was natural. I didn't do any acting.
Okay.
You could tell probably the dialect.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't prepared. The only thing that was prepared was our presentation. Me and Mr. Coffee worked on that for like 3 weeks.
Nice.
And
Preparation
that's
is
so
key.
it was. We did probably 25 to 30 minutes, and then we cut and made it so accurate and so concise that we got it down to 10 minutes. And I think we explained the business within that 10-minute special.
Did it give you both a better sense of what your business was about?
Yes, it really did. Because while doing it, especially with Dr. Tammo Brown, she was one of the coaches, so she actually was like, I have something here. Even before we went on to tape the show, she said, I didn't know all of this was possible, all this happened because of poor indoor air quality. And she said, yeah, I have something here. And even though Mr. Sabnani and Miss Hope, Mrs. Hope said that we should go in a different direction, which we have not. Okay. She was like, no, I think this has premises and it can work.
Okay.
So,
Good stuff.
You stuck to your guns a little
yeah.
bit. Which is important because it's your idea. You know what you want to do, despite what the judges said. Was there ever a moment of intimidation?
When in the
whole
taping?
process, but more specifically in facing the judges?
Okay, well, for me, it was intimidating to, how must I say, to go through our financials because I know that we wasn't taking good records of financials.
Okay.
As every small business, small businesses, we forget about the financial. Once you could pay your bill,
that's it.
Yeah, because you're trying to grow the business.
Oh, okay.
So that's the main focus, and you don't really study the financials. So that was intimidating to me, like, oh gosh, again go in front of these people, or we can go in front of these people, and then we don't have our financial records in order. So that was the intimidating part. But actually going and presenting to them, it was okay to me. It was natural because, like I said, we already discussed and already decided, well, just to make it that far, we already win.
I want to ask something else with the show, but I won't. You need to just watch and see what happens to Mickey Ann and Mr. Coffee. So the tagline for your business is "Breath is life." What does this mean to you?
Well, like I said earlier, well, I think it's, oh God, how could I forget his name? Les Brown. How could I forget that name?
Yeah, motivational speaker.
Yeah, Les Brown. Les Brown always says, people say he's into money, and money is not important, but money is just as important, close to, as breathing air. So say that to say, it's not as important as breathing air, so then breathing air is the most important thing that we need. If we don't have proper air, adequate indoor air quality, or air on a whole, our bodies start to develop issues because we are basically inhaling toxins. Is this what God has given us? It can do a lot, but then when it's overwhelmed constantly, it starts to shut down. And then that is what we mean by breath is life. Without the ability to, there is problems.
Yes, we know that. 6 feet.
Yep.
I want to ask a question before we ask the last question. That question is, did Mr. Coffee set you up to leave you alone today after your performance? Let's do this.
Well, actually, even before let's do this, because he came on, when that was, he came on about coal pot. Remember y'all had him about coal pot?
Oh, that's Mr. Coffee?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, even after he came for coal pot, the interview with coal pot, he said, well, he think we should go on. And then he said, no, I think you should go on because I already went on for coal pot, and then I don't want to come on, and then there's some kind of mix-up.
The messaging.
In the messaging.
Okay.
Since usually I spearhead most of the with meetings with clients and stuff, let me be the person who come on to the show.
They have a mutual understanding.
Yes, definitely so.
So the important one. So let our viewers know how they can contact Breathe Easy. Okay,
well, you can contact Breathe Easy at 667-0557. That's my number, or 765-4925. That's Mr. Coffee's number. We have Facebook page, which is Breathe Easy SKN. You can search right from there. And, well, we have also an email, which is breatheeasycaribbean@gmail.com. We are presently pursuing or developing our website, but it is in progress. We, it's almost, as I say, we're trying to organize it that you can pay on it at the same time. So that is basically where the issue is right now. But we already constructed most of it. It can be better, but
it will get better.
I just want to say, if your clients pay online, that helps you breathe easier as well.
Indeed.
All right, McKeon Brown, thank you so much.
Yeah, it was our pleasure.
It was a wonderful experience again, dealing with 327.
Yes.
And I wish you all the best, and more success.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate that. More Good Morning SKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
Hi. If you are a smoker, please pay attention to this message. According to the World Health Organization, there are 1.3 billion smokers in the world today, and tobacco kills 1 out of every 2 smokers. Did you know that there is enough nicotine in 5 cigarettes to kill an average adult if ingested whole? There are more than 7,000 chemicals in tobacco smoke, of which more than 250 are known to be harmful. More than 69 are known to cause cancer, and 16 are classified as Group 1 carcinogens. Smoking kills. Are you ignoring that warning every time you smoke? Please stop. Smoking can lead to severe health complications and even death. It affects almost every organ in the body, especially the lungs and heart. It raises blood pressure, increases blood clots, and increases the risk of stroke, heart attack, and cancer. It is hard to quit smoking, but it is not impossible. Don't let tobacco destroy you. Remember the 4 Ds to curb your tobacco cravings. 1. Delay. Set a time limit before you decide to smoke. 2. Drink water. Go get a drink before you do anything else. 3. Do something else. Have a goodie bag handy of other things to do. And 4. Deep breathing. Take at least 10 deep breaths every time you think about smoking. Quit smoking and live a longer and happier life. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans, such as lentils and kidney beans, contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
I don't even know what to say now because the game hasn't even started yet and she's already reaching over. There's a barrier, all right? Stay over there.
I'm over here.
Earlier, we spoke about some of the upcoming movie releases. We'll now be turning our attention from movies to television shows in a fun game of Name That TV Show. A character will appear on screen and we have to guess which movie or TV show that person starred in. So who do you think will win this one? Well, I generally say that I'm just here to have fun anyway. You're the one who says that you're going to win. And, well, you know, I don't know. Judging by that dance, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll see. We'll see what
I'm being quiet, you know. I'm being quiet.
You need to edge
I was just
over.
using my sign.
Sorry. Edge over. Not that far, but yeah, that's good. Stay there. Awesome. All right, so name that TV show. You guys who are watching this are encouraged to play along, of course.
Please do.
And of course, if you see any cheating, because you know I normally flag it.
Team K or Team J, but let it be Team K. I appreciate you.
Feel free to flag it in the comments so that it's just not my word, all right? Thank you very much, because we kind of know what's going to happen here. Dexter's Laboratory.
He didn't even wait for the buzzer to stop buzzing.
Dexter, all right?
In Dexter's laboratory, he is the smartest boy. Oh, I know that. I know that.
Step by step. I know that's
No,
not
it's not. Don't say it. Don't.
Day
Don't.
by day.
No. Wait.
Do I have a point?
It's something family. Oh no, it's with 3 uncles and.
That's not the name of the show.
Can I get it still?
I gave you the theme song.
That's Jody or whatever is her name.
The Olsen
Candace
twins. I don't remember what the name
Candace
of the
Cameron
show
is the star in there too. Help anyone?
It's Seth in San Francisco.
Oh my gosh!
I don't remember the name.
I know it normally came on after Family Matters. Help anyone? Is it? It even has an Uncle Joey in there.
That's nice, but you got it wrong anyway. All that's great, but you didn't name the show.
Oh, shucks. Full House, yeah, see? Look, Uncle Joey there. The Olsen twins and Candace Cameron.
Bob Saget, who unfortunately is no longer with us.
And the annoying lady in there. Yes. May so rest in peace. Kimmy. Remember she was annoying?
Yes.
They always used to tell Kimmy. Kimmy was like the Urkel of that family.
Yeah. No, I actually liked Urkel. Kimmy, however, not so. All right.
I know that show. It's a cartoon and it's a clubhouse and it's a tree house and it's... I know that cartoon.
But
oh my gosh.
Can you name that cartoon, Cortensia? Can you name that TV
She was
show?
my girl.
That's
oh
the name
gosh.
of the game, Cortensia. Not I know that show.
I'm trying.
I know that show.
I know they had a clubhouse that had many gadgets inside. I can't believe I can't remember this and I love cartoons.
Dare I submit that the rules of the game are when you press the buzzer, you name the TV show, you don't give clues about the TV show. So your response of I know that show is the wrong answer. Who's with me here?
Okay, I give up. I can't believe I'm losing on my shows that I know. Because you see, I know the plot, I know everything. Kids Next Door, Candy. Oh, I'm hurting here. Because I know these shows.
Did anybody detect a koala scream? Or grunt just now? Just asking for a friend.
No. This is rough.
Well, Family Matters.
Jamie cheated.
Just because you say it doesn't make it true. Just know that.
Oh, man. Why am I suffering so much today? I know the shows, but I can't name the shows. What is this? Cosby. The Cosby Show. I said it.
You said Cosby.
I said the Cosby Show.
Cosby was a different show.
I said the Cosby Show.
Cosby was...
How was it a different show? You
He
cheating.
had a show called Cosby After.
After. I said the Cosby Show.
No, hey.
Okay, fine. Whatever,
If
man.
you're going to give any points, you're going to give it to us both. Otherwise, you're not going to give any points on this one. Because Cosby
for the persons
was
that are giving
another
the
show.
points,
Thank you. With Felicia Rashad.
you can
After.
give Jamie the point. I didn't get it correctly, so you can give. I can say it 0.
No,
0 always
we said
wins.
it simultaneously. It's fine, but we both get the point.
No.
Cosby was a whole other show.
Teen Titans, and that's Cyborg. Revenge is coming for you. Dun dun dun.
Wow. All we need is to give you a point. I tell you, the monster is on leash.
No, I didn't need a point. That's why I told him to take the point back, because I'm going to prove that I'm going to come beat you up. Saved by the Bell. What could I call
That's Zach Morris, of course. Mark Paul Gosselaar. Take some Morris to know Morris.
So I don't get a point? Oh my
No,
gosh,
you don't.
this is
I beat
rough.
you to it.
Family Guy.
And there's nothing family-oriented about the show anyway, but hey.
It's a big
we call it
family.
Family Guy. That's about it.
Family,
It's not family TV.
family Guy. Rugrats. Chucky.
Okay.
I did not waste my summers in Tortola watching Rugrats on Nickelodeon. Ooh.
Boy Meets World.
Didn't know that one. So I wouldn't even come, I didn't even touch my buzzer.
Mr. Finley. I think that's
Mr.
who the
Finley?
character is.
Mr. Finley looked different from that angle. But I never really paid attention to that show, to be honest.
Dara.
Who? See, I couldn't even do anything as well, because I'm like, what?
Daria.
What is she, investigative reporter? You got it still?
No. This is the MTV phase. Everybody has an MTV phase. Who would not watch Daria
Me?
at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
It's obvious, because I didn't know.
As a matter of fact, Daria right now is giving me vibes of somebody in the studio, her entire personality. Oh, yeah.
Would you say it's Mistress P? Mistress Polanco?
No, actually, you've got to know Daria to know whose personality it is. Martin.
I said it first. Hey, I didn't see my pointage change.
Martin.
I thank you, Lauren. Martin. Shanae. The nanny. Fran Drescher.
I love Fran Drescher. I watched her show The Dictionary because every week there was a new word to learn. Literally pulled my dictionary out and waited for Maxwell Sheffield to give you the word.
No.
By the way, I was familiar with Flushing, so this is great.
Penny Proud. Proud family.
I'm sorry, what is that? What's going on here?
It's called my happy dance.
Are you ill?
Proud family.
Are you having a seizure? Guys, do we need a doctor? I don't know.
Why is it I'm still at 5? I need to be at 6. What's going on here? I thank you. Proud family. Friends.
I got it. I said it first.
I said it with you.
No, you didn't.
We said it together.
No, you didn't. That's not true.
All right. You want to cheat?
I wasn't cheating. I actually said...
GMSK Nation. Who's a cheater now?
Always you.
Spike and Tyke or Tom and Jerry?
No, you can't say Spike and Tyke or Tom and Jerry. The answer is Tom and Jerry.
But
he didn't have his own show.
Who says? Let's see who wins this point.
Thank you very much, Tom and Jerry.
But I did say that. It's all right.
Is this a multiple choice type answer segment?
It's all right.
Is this or the other? Okay, here we go.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And I beat you to it too.
No, you didn't.
Come on. I beat you to it.
You know what?
Can we get a replay? Can somebody rewind? Hey, one of you head out.
No.
And replay it.
You know what?
Go ask somebody.
Give Jamie the point. It's all right. It's all right.
It's not about giving me. I earned it, Cortez.
But I earned it too. Do you want me to sing The Weeknd? I earned it. Boondocks.
Boondocks. Yeah. You know. Took me a while.
The Boondocks. With Pops. May his soul rest in peace as well. Guy peeping out of window.
The Office.
I didn't know. I just have to say the next best thing that comes to my mind.
Guy peeping out a window. Really, Cortez?
Yeah, guy peeping. But that's the actual action that's taking place. He is peeping out of the window. Is this Hey Arnold? No, it's not Hey Arnold. It is... Oh my gosh, I know this. Oh my gosh. I know this show.
That's not the name of the show, though.
Oh gosh, he was a disgusting child. Ooh. The guy that wears a shirt with a B. I don't know.
Oh, you're waiting for me to guess?
He don't know either, y'all. Just put it up. Little Bill. See, I said shirt to be. Team K, what happened? You didn't cheer me on. I lost.
So this is where can we get the replay where she said that she was going to win with all that high energy?
Listen, Jamie took 3 of my points. I need them back.
Because
he claimed that he said it before me and all these things.
Oh,
so I need my points back.
But I did.
Congratulations, Jamie. Congratulations to you. Commiserations to me.
Whatever you say. We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned.
Do you know that common baked goods such as bread and crackers are high in salt? Get salt smart.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Now, this is the time where we tell you about Jamie. No, not really. We're going to tell you what's happening. So, the Youth Impact 12 Awards continue. The Navy's Department of Youth is asking the public to nominate persons they find eligible for the December Volunteerism Award. The deadline for submission is the 25th of November. So visit the Navy's Department of Youth office to collect a form to nominate an outstanding youth you know. Persons can call 469-5521 or email the Department of Youth at nayagov.com for more information. So go out and nominate your youths.
Cortez, I'm hoping that wind didn't get your tongue, because you sound a little different right now. You actually sound a little different. So, cat didn't eat your tongue, did it?
No, I have it still.
So up next on What's Happening, Lake Health and Wellbeing is delighted to have once again partnered with the St. Kitts and Nevis Bar Association for this upcoming webinar on the law and non-communicable diseases, or NCDs. All lawyers, law professionals, and those with interest in public health are very welcome to attend. And obviously, they're going to be looking forward to seeing you at the webinar. So the webinar is going to be held on Wednesday, the 26th of October, from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30. Presenters include Javier Zuniga, a lawyer, Cassandra Alves, legal consultant at the Global Health Advocacy Incubator, and Maisha Hutton, executive director at the Healthy Caribbean Coalition, Juan Cabarrio, legal consultant at the Global Health Advocacy Incubator as well. So these are the facilitators, and this seems to be a great session on the law and non-communicable diseases. There you go. Sign up for that. And that's actually what's happening. By the way, if you guys know what's happening and you want to let us know, you can hit us up by sending us the information at info@studio327inc.com. We'll be grateful to hear from you as well. All right, well, you know what, Cortense, it's kind of hard to believe that this is the end of the show, right?
I know, the time just flies when we're having fun.
Time flies when we're having lots of fun, and I definitely had a lot of fun today. Obviously talking with Victor Williams and Mickey and Brown. Breathe easy as well.
Breathe easy.
Great guests. Of course, it wouldn't be the same without all of you. So we want to thank you for joining us today. And we're encouraging you to tune in daily, of course, where you'll find a little bit of everything for everyone. I'll say that again. A little bit of everything for everyone. Hopefully you get what you're looking for. We always open it up to you as well, so you can let us know what you'd like to see and hear as well. Get your friends and family to watch. That's important. And you continue watching, because we appreciate some of you. Some of you have been diehard supporters since we started this thing, and you don't miss an episode. And if you happen to do so, you go and you check the content, of course, on our social media platforms. And here they are. For those of you who actually want to do that, you can follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Studio327 Inc., and also on Instagram at Good Morning SKN. You can like, subscribe, follow, and share. You'll get notifications of what we post if you do that. And also, you can check us out online at www.studio327inc.com. That's studio327inc.com to learn more about GM SKN. That's Good Morning SKN and Studio 327. I always like to say before I end that you can always use the hashtag GMSKN to find our content. So use that as well.
And this is the part where I come in, not to talk about Jamie, but to advise you to leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. And remember, choose to smile, choose to be grateful, Choose to be thankful. Choose to be kind to someone today. It is Tuesday, so choose your good stuff. And this is the part where I say, see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. when you will start your morning with us right here. Yes, right here at Good Morning SKN. Thank you for watching. Remember, we have to get those subscriptions up. Yes, yes. Have a great day, guys.